Well, hi, it's Mr. Kurt Nielsen here, and it is a lovely day, but a little windy. So I decided to go inside my car. I'm inside my car right now, which I also call my office, and I come in here a lot because I am out of the elements and out of earshot, and I can get as wacky as I want to be. Well, do you have 15 minutes? Let's have some fun, shall we? Yeah! Oh, if you're feeling down as dirt, come on and have some fun with Kurt. We'll paint a bit and horse around. I'll pick your spirits off of the ground. All right, everybody, 15 minutes and away we go. Now, here I am in my car. I am holding with my right hand my phone. That's right. So I'm doing all of this looking through a viewfinder, and I feel very encumbered right now. But hey, big whoop. Worse things can happen in life. We can still create art, can't we? And look, art is now being made. Nobody can tell us what to do, can they? This is going to suck when I have to do detail work. But see, these are the sacrifices I make for you to keep you entertained. I love it. And we can build this dream together. No, I'm not going to go down that route. Hey, oh, look at that. You're like, what the hell is it? I don't know. I'm making this stuff up as I go along, as always. But it looks like fun, doesn't it? You know what it kind of reminds me of? A little bit. Schoolhouse Rock. Does that, do you feel that too? All right. Okay. I got heavy shadows on this here. This is kind of exciting. Okay. Now what is Kurt going to do? Well, hopefully a drawing. Okay, here we go. Feeling out the motion. Always in my art, I say it over and over again, I am an animator. I love to have motion in my art. If you saw the other episode of mine where I mentioned how the ink pens and everything will get dried out and compromised by the light, that is true. And you can see the effects of it right now as I do this particular one. It's starting to break down a little bit. But you know what? I don't care what people think of me. I'm happy-go-lucky, they say that I'm plucky, contented, and carefree. But I don't care if I'm a pauper or a millionaire. Yeah, well, actually, it would be nice if I was a millionaire. Always accepting funds, by the way. I don't care, but the truth is I do care. I really do care, and I care to do something neat. But see, like these crazy things that are happening here, it makes it different, you know? It's like something that I might not have normally done, but I'm just accepting it for what it is because it's taking it down a different path. Don't edit yourself all the time. Don't be a control freak. Just let it roll out. You know, the more you try to control your art, the more you try to be nitpicky and perfect, the more it becomes drudgery. For a long time working in animation, you know, that was the hardest thing for me. Everything had to be on model. Everything had to be perfect, you know, and it got to the point where I was like, oh, I hate doing this stuff. But now, you know, me just doing my own thing, it balances stuff out. So now when I have to do animation, I don't mind it as much. I know how to do the control stuff, but then at the same time, I know how to do my stuff, which is free and loose. Loosey-goosey. Take it down, baby. Take it down. All right. So, yeah, I'm feeling this. This is nice. So, again, I'm for some reason, like Schoolhouse Rock popped into my head. You all watched Schoolhouse Rock, didn't you? Figure 8 is double 4 is half of 8. If you skate, it would be great if you could make a figure 8. I'm sure I did the mathematic part wrong. Anything with numbers just does not jibe in my brain. Okay, so again, I'm holding it with one hand. There's my little bottle of water. I've got my cheap set to do the painting with. I'm sorry that the camera's like all over the place today. I only got one free hand. One free hand. Okay. I am struggling to open that up for you. I really should have set this up before I started the show. But you know what? Why take chances in life? Just go for it. Go for it. Okay. Okay. I'm getting my stuff together here. Where's my dang brush? Oh, it's in my ear. Sorry. I didn't just say that either. It's sitting up in my ear like a pencil. Okay. Yes. Now, if you see a similarity in colors between this and the last show that I did, there's a reason. It's the same pan, and it's limited colors. But hey, push yourself. One time I had a pan that had nothing but greens in it. And I was like, oh, just greens? Is that all I get? And you know what? It forced me to be more creative. So you're like, well, what do you mean? It's like, did you have a green period? I'm like, well, no. What I meant was, I had different opacities. I had different textures. I had some was really deep, some was very light, some was it just so it worked. It became something fascinating, and I love the challenge. Green is a very mutable color, and it goes with just about any composition. In fact, when I was young, I went to a cake store, and there was this old Irish woman that was working there. She had a nice, thick accent, and I loved talking to her, and we were talking about color on cake. She said, the one thing that goes on any cake is green. Yeah, you could call that a racist impression if you want, but that's what she sounded like. And that is not racist. It's merely keeping her memory alive. So there you go. Say what you want there, cancel culture. I'm a good boy, I promise. Okay. I make fun of everybody. Cancel culture. Oh, it is what it is. See, I am a good boy, though. Mommy raised me right. I love accents. You know, Mel Blanc, who did Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all those, he used to just sit and absorb all those accents. And some of the stuff that he did was okay at the time. And you can't necessarily do that anymore. But his way of observing the world was so interesting. And he could just, like, absorb characters, you know. There's never been another voice actor that can do what Mel Blanc did. No other performer in the world. But he had a creative leeway that many of us will never see in our lifetime. By the way, coming up just behind me is the Compost Man. He's coming with a truck. It's going to get extra loud, and he's taking away the compost. We compost just about everything here in Northern California. And we turn it into beneficial, nutrient-rich soil that perpetuates growth throughout the fine state of California. Yeah. But getting back to Mel Blanc. Oh, compost time. Take it away. Take it away. And you'll notice every moment that happens during my art will affect, you know, like that little flourish that I did down here, that was affected by the Compost Man. Oh, you say it isn't so. You say, oh, you probably would have done that before the Compost Man. Oh, really? Are you inside my head? Do you know these things? All right. Anyway, Mel Blanc. I used to love him so much, but yeah, you listen to certain things from that time period, and I listen to a lot of stuff from well, if you're worth your salt, you'll listen to the Jack Benny Show. The comedy is still great. Some of the themes and some of the attitudes have changed, but I tell you, you can't beat his timing. You can't beat the writing, the pacing. Everything on that Jack Benny is fantastic. Of course, Mel Blanc, one of the fixtures on that program from the very beginning. But yeah, Mel Blanc was doing all sorts of crazy characters on there. A lot of voices that you can't necessarily do nowadays. Well, think of Bill Dana doing Jose Jimenez. Now, I never thought it was funny, but back at the time, people thought it was hilarious. And yet at the same time, if you have to do somebody's voice and you have to describe their character, I think you should be able to do it as long as it's done with love. As long as you do things with love and you're not trying to hurt somebody, I'm okay with it. Love is all around us, and let that feeling grow. It's all around us. No, but it's true. It's all about intent, isn't it? I know working in TV and and entertainment as I do, we're very careful about offending people. But, you know, if you over-edit, that's a problem too. Then things become sterile, and then they have no character. So be willing to push yourself through a little bit. You know, see if it offends somebody, but sometimes we overthink it. You know, working in Saturday morning cartoons and TV from, well, years ago. I started a long time ago. But anyway, I remember hearing some of the stories of how the censors would edit them, and it's like, really? Well, for example, there was one episode of a Saturday morning show where they wanted the characters to crash through the side of a building. And, you know, I'm sure it would not have been comedy genius by any stretch of the imagination, but the censors said, oh, no, that will get little kids driving into the side of a building. So better to have them crash into a bale of hay, which, of course, makes absolutely no sense, but it pacified the censors. So years go by and people watch these cartoons and they say, God, those are the stupidest cartoons. Why did they do that? Well, it's not always the people who do the animation. Sometimes it's the censors, you know. They tell us what to do, and they tell you what to think. And they try to tell you that, oh, your kids are going to jump off a cliff just because they watch Bugs Bunny doing it. I never jumped off a cliff because Bugs Bunny did it. Although I can't remember a single time that Bugs Bunny actually jumped off a cliff, but I'm sure he pushed somebody off a cliff. And then again, they don't want you doing that either. Oh, man. We can't win, can we? Well, what I'm trying to say is, in your own art, do your own art, do it your way. But if you're doing it for an audience, just remember, sometimes you may offend them. But sometimes you think you might be offending people, and the only thing that you're offending is your own sensibilities. And that, my friends, is the greatest crime of them all. Boy, that was almost philosophical, wasn't it? Isn't that amazing? I'm just sitting here talking to myself and rationalizing all of this crap, and you're hopefully learning. But it's coming up. We got about 3 minutes left here, and I'm just, this is the layering process. Layering the color. I love layering the color. Why do you layer the color, Kurt? Well, there's another truck that just went by. Why do you layer the color? Because it adds texture. It adds interest. And heavy shadows. We got everything going on here. This is a party. My art is really all over the place. Your art might be more controlled. You might have a more literal color sense. Mine is a little more wackadoo. But that's okay. It matches my sensibilities. You should make your art the art you want to see in the world. Create the things in life that you wish to see. That is the most important lesson that I could pass on to you. Your art is you creating the reality that you wish to see. So if you want something happy, if you want something bright, if you want something good that makes you feel excited to wake up in the morning, make that in your art. If you want something dark and foreboding and something that's going to make people sad and depressed, well, you can do that too. I'm not going to do it, but it's your choice. And I'm not saying if it's right or wrong, but do what's in your head. Do what's right for you. And if it's something inside your head that's really negative, just get the energy out, you know, so you don't think those negative thoughts. We should all try to think positive thoughts and be good to one another. I know I'm getting all philosophical here today, but really, if you have negative thoughts, your art is a great way to work through them. Yeah, I've always believed that. Art has always been my savior, and maybe it will be for you. It's the greatest gift that I was ever given. It's gotten me through life's greatest turmoils, and my secret hope is that it will do the same for you. Of course, there's no secret anymore, is it? I just said it. Wow. Well, we got 1 minute left, friends. Obviously, you won't be seeing the finale of this because it never happens. But it's going to be on Instagram, as always. So look on my Instagram page. The link is down below. I'll see you next time. Bye.